I'm not ashamed to tell the world that He saves. He saves. And I'm not ashamed to tell the world that He's real. He's real. Tell it everywhere I go. Tell it everywhere I be. I'm not ashamed to tell it. 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 I'm not ashamed, no, no. I'm not ashamed, not ashamed, no. Come on and help me, Paul.
I'm not ashamed to tell the world that He saves.
He saves.
Said I'm not ashamed to tell the world that He's real.
He's real.
Tell it everywhere I go. I'm gonna tell it everywhere I be. I'm not ashamed to tell it.
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 No, I'm not ashamed. Hey.
When I think of the goodness of Jesus and all that He's done for me, my soul is so happy.
And I can't go with peace. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. No.
I may not have all I want, but I have everything I need. And if you ask me once,
I'll tell you that, yeah. God's been mighty good to me. Hey, hey. Oh, good God. I'm not ashamed. No,
He's
no.
been good. Yes, He's been good. He's been mighty, mighty good. To me. I'll tell it. I'll tell it.
He's been good. He's been mighty good. He's been better than good.
Yes, He has.
And I'm gonna tell it. I'm telling it.
Through it all, He never let me fall.
No, no. I'm still here today. He keeps on making a way.
Time and time again.
Yeah, he's been my friend. He never let me down.
He's always around.
I'll tell it. I'll tell the world. Can't keep it to
Can't
myself.
keep it to
I got to
myself.
run and tell
I
somebody
got to run and tell
else.
somebody else.
Yeah, I'll tell it. I'll tell it. Oh, a good God. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you,
I
Lord.
just want to tell it. I want to tell it. Yeah, I'll tell the world.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mike Robinson. It's another episode of Let's Take a Walk. I just played you a video of my guest, Miss Monica Lisa Stevenson. She is, what can I say? The video says it all. Just all around powerhouse of a vocalist, Christian artist. Listen. It's not much I can say. I'm just gonna bring her on and we're gonna chop it up just for a few, because she has a very very busy schedule. She's very much so in demand as she should be. So I'm gonna bring her on real quick and we're gonna chop it up and see what we can learn. All right. Miss Monica, are you there?
Hey there.
Hey, how
I'm
are
here.
you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. First of all, I want to thank you for coming
I'm
on.
doing great. How
I
are you?
appreciate it. I'm great. I'm great. Thank you. I want to thank you for coming on. I know that you could be doing. You got a billion zillion things you got to do. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. Um, I really appreciate you.
Yes,
For
sir.
for those people that may not be familiar with Miss Monica and her movement and her awesome music ministry and everything that she has going on, I'm going to give her the floor to kind of reintroduce herself and give a little background on who she is and everything that she has going on. So here you go.
Hey everybody, listen. So I'm Monica Lee Stevenson, and I'm a little country girl from a little town called Wetumpka, Alabama, and of course I moved over to Atlanta, and God just began to really open up some doors for me just to start enlarging my territory. Started recording and everything, and started traveling. So and it was a day.
Wow. So how long have you actually been in doing ministry?
So it's I would have celebrated
You frozen up. Um, I'm sorry. Could you, I didn't hear. I don't hear you. I don't hear you at all. Oh, you're muted. I think. I still can't. Well, we're gonna try to get that technical difficulty straightened out. But she has an awesome single out called "I'm Not Ashamed" featuring Mr. Paul Porter. Um, another classic voice of the gospel community. Um, when I saw it, I was like immediately drawn to it. I was like, wow, this song is powerful. It has a traditional sound, but it has a traditional message, but a very today sound. And so I was like, I gotta see if I can sit down with her. And she was so gracious to come on with me. We're trying to work on this little bit of stuff. Okay, I think she's
All right. Can you hear me now?
yes, ma'am. Yes, I
Okay.
can.
All right.
Okay. So you how long have you been in ministry?
For
Or
over 20 years now.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
20 years.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. There's a question that I've been thinking about all day to ask you.
Okay.
And were you ready? Were you
Yeah.
when you were you like did you feel like when you first decided to do the music ministry and go make it mainstream, did you feel like you were ready for everything that came with it? Because I know we hear a lot of stuff in the secular world about different things going on or whatever, and that we don't necessarily hear in the gospel community. But we
Right.
know that there probably is some similar things going on. But you were when you were first coming out, did you feel ready? Did you feel prepared for everything that you were going to face?
And you know what? Actually, I did not. Um, because when you're entering in something new, you never know what you're going to walk into. So you walk into it, of course, by faith, hoping that
Mhm.
everything gels together. Because I'm riding with my husband, so when we did our first record. No, we didn't know what we were doing at all. We didn't know anything about beat, about dropping the
Right,
music. We didn't know anything about that. All we knew was that we just wanted to record an album
right.
and put it out and get it on the radio. So what everything else entailed in it, we had no idea about that.
Do you ever Was there ever a point that you felt like once you started getting into the swing of things, did you ever feel like you made it?
Mm, no, when I no, no. Um,
because I think there are always of learning, and
Hmm.
learning, stuff, different stuff. So and I'm still learning even now, of some things that we didn't do back then that we're still learning now that we've had to learn how to do. So yeah, I think each time that you do a new record that there's something new to learn.
Absolutely. So, who are you most surprised to find out was aware of you? Somebody that you just kind of came out of nowhere that you never would expect was a fan of you.
Oh wow. Um that would be Donnie McClurkin and Erica Campbell. They
Wow.
Yeah, they both posted when they heard my song on the radio. What was the song? So Glad He Saved Me.
Hmm.
Donnie McClurkin, I need this song. I need to know who's singing this song. And then Erica Campbell, of course, posted. She was like, "I'm a fan. I really love your music, and I really love this song."
Wow. So, what does that do for you when you saw that? What did that do for you?
Well, of course, the first initial reaction is you're excited that, oh my God, these are people that you've looked up to and you enjoyed their music, and now they're turning around loving your music and letting you know
Hmm.
that, hey, I'm liking what you're doing.
Absolutely. Wow. So, how would you? What would you say your sound is? Like I was just a second ago, I was listening to I'm Not Ashamed, which is very the song itself is very powerful and very infectious, but it has a traditional it has a traditional sign a traditional message. The writing is very traditional, but the music and everything is very like up to date, very very current. Is that something that you try to do, or is that just something that just kind of came in the creative process?
So Vashawn Mitchell wrote this song.
Wow.
Yes. And he wrote it for another artist, and demoed it, of course. He works, directly with Pure Tones a lot. And after they decided not to use it on their record, he asked them, we're looking for new music. And this was back in 2019. So we've had the song for a minute. And of course, during the pandemic, it was like, hey, since we're home, it's time to put out some new music. So my husband said, let's revisit the song that Vashawn gave us, last year or the year before. So he got that and started, playing around with it, getting it produced. And that's how that song came about.
Wow. Wow. That's something. what would you say? What would you say is the most common misconception about you?
Mm, huh. The mixed about me. Oh boy. What would that be?
What do people get confused with
Uh,
with you that
I,
maybe not true?
huh.
Like some people, like a lot of people, like I get so many funny answers when I ask my guest this question. But a lot of times people might say, "Oh, well, people thought I was mean," or "People thought I was quiet," or whatever. One lady told me one time, she was like,
I'm looking back
um,
in the car. You should hear the stuff that they're saying in the back. I know people think that you're bossy, and yeah, I am. Some people would say they used to say that I wasn't approachable because
Mhm.
I think that when you are in the public eye, you have to be cautious about who you immediately attach yourself to.
Yeah, that's an interesting point that you brought up. Particularly in the gospel industry, is it a challenge to be friendly because you're trying to create and you're trying to get somewhere, but you don't want to be feeling like you're, I don't know, slowed down
Wrong.
or being weighed down.
What I think it depends on the person. I'm a
Mhm.
people person, so I'm able to um I'm able to be friendly as I'm moving, trying to get somewhere else without offending somebody or hurting somebody's feelings.
Wow. Okay. Um, are you the type of person? Are you a stop and smell the roses person, or are you just I finish the one project and I just move on to the next project? Or are you the type of person that stops and smell the roses?
No, I do one project and move on to the next.
So do you think is that a challenge for you? Like, do you ever feel like you wish you could stop? Is that something that you are feel like you're unable to do as far as like stopping to smell the roses to kind of reflect on what you've done up to this point? Is that a challenge, or do you just feel like, look, I got a ways to go, so I can't look back, and I'm just gonna move forward?
I stop in the moment and enjoy the moment for that moment, but then of course you
Hmm.
keep moving because you can't stay there. Because you will never get anything done if you're stopping smelling every rose that comes your way. So you got to keep
Right.
moving, so that you can progress and get something else done. Because we're in the process now of,
Absolutely.
a full project to put out by the end of the summer.
Wow. Okay. Well, I know that your time is very limited, so I'll just have one last question, and this is a
Okay.
question that I ask all my guests. Um, just think about it for a second and give me the most honest, transparent answer that you could, possibly give me. The question is, what would have to happen in your life if it hasn't happened already for you to consider your life a success? What does success look like for you personally?
Hmm. Success looks like being able to, of course, be there and provide for my family and my children and my grandchildren. Um, to be there, um, even with my busy schedule, I try to make sure that I am very family oriented and that we're doing things as a family. Um, and of course, with when you're doing music, you want to make sure that your music is successful as well. And I think that we're just now, I'm getting to that stage where I can say that, oh man, we are successful. Although for years people have said that you're the most successful independent artist, that we know. And that's because, of course, we worked hard and we put the work in. And I interviewed with somebody earlier this week, and they said, we always see you and you work like you are a new artist, and that you're a brand new artist, and that's all I know is to work hard, because when you believe in your brand, you're gonna do what it takes um, to succeed in what
Right.
you're doing.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm trying to stick within what what we talked about. I know that your time is very limited, and I just want to um thank you again for agreeing to come on the show. Um, I look forward to hopefully having you on again in the near future where we can maybe talk a little bit more because
Talk for that whole
I
hour.
have I have a bucket of questions for you. Um, but congratulations on your success up to this point. I believe you're number 3 on Billboard
Yes, I
right
am.
now.
Yes,
Wow, wow, awesome! Congratulations on that, and just
thank
keep
you.
listen. People are hearing like I shared your music and your video with some of my friends here locally. I live in Virginia. I live in Hampton, Virginia,
Okay.
and everybody kept shooting me back the fire emoji, the fire emoji, the fire emoji. I needed this. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, these are the types of comments that I'm getting. So
Wow.
you are definitely making noise, and people definitely are hearing and receiving everything that you're putting out.
Well, thank
But
you. Thank
absolutely. But again, I will not hold you. I
Oh,
appreciate you coming on. Um, you guys have an awesome evening and an awesome weekend. Go look at some fireworks, and God bless everything. Your music, the whole independent. Listen, I take my hat off to you for that whole independent movement because I know that that has to be something in and of itself. So I take my hat off to you for that. But again, thank you again, and enjoy your weekend, and much blessings, much
yeah.
blessings.
Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate it.
Oh, and I want to thank your husband,
Okay.
Mr. Stevenson. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir. Um, thank you.
It says yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys have an awesome evening.
All right.
God bless.
Thank you. You have a great weekend
Mhm.
as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm not ashamed to tell the world that he saves. He saves. And I'm not ashamed to tell the world that he's real. He's real. Tell it everywhere I go. Tell it everywhere I be. I'm not ashamed to tell it. 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 I'm not ashamed, no, no. I'm not ashamed, not ashamed. Come on and help me, Paul.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed to tell the world that he saved me.
He saves.
Said I'm not ashamed to tell the world that he's real.
He's real.
Telling everywhere I go. I'm gonna tell it everywhere I be. I'm not ashamed to tell it.
I'm not ashamed to tell it.
I'm not ashamed to tell it.
I'm not ashamed to
Oh
tell
no,
it.
I'm not ashamed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey,
When I think of the goodness of Jesus and all that he's done for me, my soul is so happy.
and I can't go peace. I'm not ashamed.
I'm not ashamed to tell it.
I'm not ashamed.
I'm not ashamed to tell it.
I'm not ashamed. No.
I may not have all I want, but I have everything I need. And if you ask me once,
I'll tell you again. The God's been mighty good to me. Hey, hey, oh, good God. I'm not ashamed, no,
he's
no.
been good. Yes, he's been good. He's been mighty, mighty good. I'll tell it. I'll tell it.
He's
Yes,
been good. He's been mighty good. He's been better than good.
yes, he has.
And I'm gonna tell it. I'm telling
Do it all. He never let me fall.
no, no. I'm still here today. Trying to get some made away.
Time again.
Yeah, he's been my friend. He never let me down.
He's always around.
I'll tell the world. Can't keep it to
Can't
myself.
keep it to
I got to
myself.
run and tell
I got
somebody
to run and tell
else.
somebody else.
Yeah, I'll tell it. I'll tell it. Oh, a good God. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you,
I
Lord.
just want to tell it. I want to tell it. Yeah, I'll tell the world.
What's going on? That was Miss Monica Lisa Stevenson. I'm not ashamed. That's her new single. It's available everywhere. Please go out and support it. So into it. Um, and the independent hustle is real, and she's absolutely an independent artist, and she absolutely is doing her thing out here. Um, we had a brief discussion, but we learned a lot, even in the brief discussion. I always find it very interesting, is particularly when we talk about doing things independently without that machine behind us, without that, that group or that entity that's pushing us or whatever. Like I always, I find that interesting. I take my hat off to those who start businesses and start independent movements because that's super dope. And it definitely takes a lot. It takes a lot, and it takes a lot. I'm sure it takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of faith. You know, particularly particularly when you have your peers who are out here that may have machines behind them or companies behind them. And it may be discouraging at times, but God allows us to keep moving and keep pressing and keep just doing. You know what I mean? And so, with that being said, I take my hat off to Miss Stevenson, Mrs. Stevenson, and her family and her music ministry and all of that. Other than that, man, we back. I took a few weeks off from 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 doing the show, just to kind of recalibrate, kind of refresh my mind and my stuff, and hang out with my kids and my family and stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess if you could call this season to the start of season two, then that's what it is. It's the start of season two. I thank everybody who saw fit to come on and support and watch and continues to watch and be on here and comment and just support. I really appreciate it. You don't know how far that goes for me. Because sometimes I just wonder, you wonder if you have an impact, if you're having an impact, if you are reaching people, if people are learning, or people, are people benefiting from things that you do. Um, but you guys show me every time you come on and every time you comment and every time you hit me up, later on and tell me, and people that I run into on the street telling me that they saw the playback or they watched the interview with this person or that person. It really does my heart good, and I just really thank y'all. God bless y'all for that. I thank y'all, from the bottom of my heart. Um, with that being said, man, I want y'all to have a dope weekend. This is Independence Day, with the fireworks and that whole deal. I pray that everybody is safe and unharmed and has fun responsibly. I definitely plan to do that as well. Um, Shout out to Ruben Freeman. He's Monica's manager. He was awesome, communicating with me, setting everything up. I would be remiss if I didn't shout him out. Thank you for hitting me back and just seeing fit, not looking at me as a small entity and just kind of brushing me off to the side like some people have done. Um, I really appreciate that. And Miss Monica is one of the most personable people that I've come across, and so I thank you guys for that. Jana Parsons, got to shout you out again. You are awesome. Um, some of my unofficial mentors like E. Brocky, McKnight, the Kellys, kicking it with the Kellys, Arthur and Corinthians, and those guys. I just want to shout you guys out and thank you guys and say, look, you guys are dope, and I tune in as much as possible. I learn and glean a lot of stuff from you guys. Um, that's really it, guys. Uh, that's it. Again, you guys have a awesome weekend, awesome uh, Independence Day and all that. Don't don't OD on fireworks. All right, all right. That being said, y'all have a good one. Let's take a walk.